everybody? Last shrunk. No, I'm just sitting down. My legs hurt. But just to let you know, you don't see a PowerPoint slide in the back because it's pretty much just accessing the internet. And they're talking about, as you can see back here, DSL, cable, wide area network, all the different technologies that we've been explaining now. So it's pretty much redundant information. But again, it's put the stool out of the way before I trip over it. All right. We also have smartphones. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Don't have a cell tower though. I don't know why they took it out from the 7. Anyway, they have a cell. I'll explain that in a second. But anyway, so you can see, yes, in your home, like I said in the very beginning of this course, your home goes from your wireless router to your router that they hook up modem, all right, on the on whatever provider you're going to use. Then it goes out to the door, out to the internet or to the central office, obviously, and then into the internet, all right. And then of course you see the redundancy in case it has to go from anywhere else if you're looking for a particular website, what have you. All right, so it's the same thing all over. You could be using DSL here, you could be using cable. All right, there's a big battle between DSL and cable. Who's better, who's not? People say DSL is better because you have VDSL, very fast DSL. All right, no. Okay, oh, cable, hey, cable is the best. It all depends what company. All right, it all depends who gives you the speed. I can tell you this, I've been to various countries around the world, and you're very lucky because in other countries, the fastest you're going to go is a T1 speed, which is 1.5 megabits per second. Now imagine trying to play Call of Duty at 1.544 megabits per second, or Halo, or all these brand new games online at that speed. Yeah, you'll be like this, and you'll get sniped. You know what I mean? So that's no good. So 15 megabits, 20 megabits, 100 megabits, if you have the correct modem, right? You'll have it. So it all depends what you have, cable or DSL, depending on your service, is the speed that you're going to get, obviously, okay? Your cell phones, your cell phones, right? Everybody gets upset on the way home, all right? They're leaving their jobs, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, rush hour traffic, you're driving down the road, and all of a sudden, here it is, boom, the call dropped. Man, what happened? Well, because in between here, remember, from your cell phone, it goes to a cell tower. That cell tower has an antenna. Okay, it's not the actual cell tower. The cell tower is just a tower to hold antennas on it. Okay, from whoever your provider is, the higher the better. Okay, and then it goes from the antenna to a cable down into, there's an actual room at the base of the antenna. That's why you see it fenced in, where it has routers and switches in there, which it goes into those routers and switches and the ACP servers and all different things. Then it goes to the switch. What is a switch? I'm not talking about a 2960 switch. I'm talking about an actual building that has these devices, okay, specifically to telecom. All right, so it could be a fiber line going into like an OC3 line, going into the switch, and then the switch taking that information to wherever it's going to go. So imagine that this cell phone is, I don't know, one telecommunications company A, and this is telecommunications company B. So think about what needs to happen. Every telecommunications company needs to have a backbone to each other service. So let's say, what services exist? Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T. What's another one? I know there's more than just these three. I don't know. Cricket. There's something, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of other ones, right? So they all have to have all these things in there, okay, to actually. So if you're calling from a Verizon to a T-Mobile, well, Verizon needs to have a backbone, right, going into that T-Mobile switch so they can transfer the information to the right cell tower so the phone can get it. So enough cell towers with enough antennas of your particular provider, then yes, it's important. One of the things is also because things happen, routers go down, they need to be switched. Luckily, in telecommunications, They have something called man, I can't believe I forgot. Oh, a maintenance time, which is through midnight, and then it starts at midnight and goes all the way to 6 in the morning. So if anything is wrong, they can actually pull out whatever device and get it fixed. All right. And before this happens, obviously, they set up a schedule. Everybody knows what's going on, so things get done right away and they don't waste any time. So they have a 6 hour period to fix whatever needs, if it's a router or anything, they already have the equipment set up to put everything back in, because there's still people out there for that work night shifts and they need their cell phones to be working. So, but normally it's not a daily thing that happens. So cell towers don't go down, or certain cell towers don't go down every minute of the day. Only certain parts. It all depends. But that's what happens here. In an enterprise network, we've talked about it before. Here we have, MPLS that we talked about, right? Ethernet over MPLS, all right? And here we could have a simple just T1 line going straight out, serial or some serial connection going out to the router. Okay, so frame relay is still in effect. People still use frame relay. Don't get me wrong. They still use packet switch technology. Yes, they do. All right, and they want to stick. I mean, because you can go up to 45 megabits per second. All right, MPLS obviously offers us a lot more speed than that. All right, but again, you have certain companies that just can't afford that kind of infrastructure. So there's different ways that we can access the internet, because this is what this is all about, is accessing the internet. All right, so there's different ways that we do so, and pretty much everybody uses cell phones nowadays. Even students study over their cell phones. You're going from home to work. Let's say you take the bus. You're not driving, because you don't drink and drive. You definitely don't talk and drive, and don't text and drive. Okay, so when you're in a bus where you don't have to worry about driving, you can take a look at a course, my course, of course, okay? And then you're going to be looking at it, all right? And you're going to be learning as you go through your cell phone. Hopefully there'll be enough cell towers in your area where you will have that connection and you'll be okay, all right? So definitely this is something where telecommunications, and it's getting a lot better. There's going to be a lot more cell towers, a lot more devices out there that will be able to communicate back to these switches to transfer the information where it needs to go. And you'll be able to talk or listen or look at whatever you need to, or if you're just watching YouTube online, whatever it is. But I'm there too, so you can watch me again. All right, anyway, so this particular lecture was just that. It's just different ways people can access the internet. And really, when we talk about cable or DSL, is a throw up. All right, toss a coin, call different companies, see what they tell you. What modems will give you the speed that you require? What is it that you're doing? Are you streaming live? All right. If you're a gamer like I am, 50 megabits per second is not going to cut it for me. Okay. 10 megabits per second, definitely 1.5 megabits per second is not going to cut it for me. All right. So I need something fast. I need 100 megabits per second. And that is a possibility. That is a possibility. All right. Because they can use a special modem. I think they have a newer modem now, but they used to call it a DOCSIS 3 modem. All right, where it has multiple NIC cards in there, so if one gets busy, just transfers you to the other one. Okay, so you'll get that kind of speed, because as all gamers know, we don't want any lag on our games when we're doing things online. If you're, a military personnel overseas, okay, or a person that does overseas sales, whatever the case may be, and you try to stream live video to your family, because you want to look at your wife or significant other, whoever it is, your baby that was just born. You want to be able to not see things going like this, because it's lagging. You don't want that. All right. You want things to move smoothly, and this is what they're just trying to explain, that there's different ways that we can access the internet, and with wireless technology now being in place, that you're in malls, you're in the park, you're everywhere, okay? And you have wireless technology, not only through your cell phone, but through tablets and different things, because they have put devices all over the place where it gives you access. But eventually, everything has to come back down to a wired router, all right, that connects out onto the internet, all right? That's so That's what this lecture was all about. It's just accessing the internet. That's all. And there's just many ways. Just make the proper choice, and you'll see that your internet experience will be unforgettable. I'll see you in the next one.